All right, it's your first project time. Here we go. So this is operant conditioning in real life. Is the name of the project. In this project, you're going to, well, first of all, operant conditioning is a type of learning that happens when behavior is influenced by rewards or consequences. In this project, you'll show how operant conditioning works in something you're already familiar with, like a game, a sport, a daily habit, something you do, and then reflect on how those systems shape our behavior or your behavior, I guess. So you're going to pick one of two options. I'm giving you option A or option B. You only have to do option A or option B, not both. Okay. Each one of them gives you a chance to explore a topic in a creative and personal way, and you want to make connections to this for sure. The options are option A, you're going to analyze a game or sport, and I'll explain that one, and or option B, remember, design a or you're going to design your own game or a habit challenge. And again, I'll explain both of those things to you. All right, in option A, you're analyzing a game. So you're going to choose a game, a sport, or a competitive activity you know well. This can include video games, board games, sports that you play, anything like that. You can even do apps or online platforms that use streaks, leveling up, or achievements. They use I got like Duolingo. Like there's some fitness apps that you can follow. The Calm app, for instance, has some leveling that you can use on it. I'm trying to think of other things. Shoot, Candy Crush, something like that, right? All you Candy Crush players, I know you're out there. Don't be shy. Don't hide. Anyways, you're going to find three examples of operant conditioning in that game that you choose. And for each example, you're going to review the behavior, the consequences of the behavior, and what type of consequence it is. So, for instance, let me give you an example right off the top of my head. In soccer, if I slide tackle somebody from behind on their way to goal, the consequence of that behavior is probably a red card and maybe even a penalty kick, depending on where it happens. Does that make sense? Got it. So you're going to write three paragraphs of four complete sentences each clearly explaining how operant conditioning is at work in your game in each one of those examples that you give. And then you're going to create a visual representation of how each behavior is shaped. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples, not on this slideshow. I'll put them on the page where you're reading about the project, where you get the project instructions, if that makes sense. All right. For option B, you're going to design your own game, habit tracker, or challenge that uses operant conditioning to shape someone's behavior. Think of this like building your own behavior training system. So you can create a new game, or board game, or video game. What is that game in anyway? Sorry, I spaced out, but I was thinking of that game that they play in. If you've ever watched New Girl, and they have that crazy game, which nobody knows the rule to. Anyways, create a game like that. Um, some kind of daily challenge, or even a real life reward system, something like that. And again, I'll give an example for this one too. And so what you'll do for this one is you're going to come up with a clear goal, like what behavior you're trying to encourage or discourage. Um, use at least three conditioning techniques in your design. So for each one, describe what is the behavior, what's the consequence, reward or punishment, and what type of operant conditioning it is. Does that make sense? Then you can write three paragraphs, four sentences each, explaining each technique and how it works in your design. You're going to create a visual or a product, like a sketch of the board or app, or just the rules itself, a poster or a slide that walks through how the system or the game works, or even the whatever it is you design. And or you could do a short video demo, role play. You can do any of these things. Does that make sense? You don't have to do them all. Um, some helpful tips, and this is important. Like, if you need help understanding reinforcement and punishment, try this. So and this kind of explains what each one of these things are. So you can see positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement. Um, and I've included this for you on your sheet here. So you should do if you can't read this super fast, that's fine. It's on the bottom of the instructions for the project. All right. And don't forget to check the rubric because that's a big one. So here we go. We always end with the best of the thing. So, in the spirit of games, why did the game play? Why did the gamer, it should say, play so many video games after his breakup? He needed to console himself. Ha ha. I want to fix that, but oh well, I'll fix it later. Any questions? Nope. All right, let me know. Good luck.